Good morning, dear students. Welcome in social science class. Dear students, we have already started our chapter Union Judiciary, where we have discussed the introduction part. And yesterday we have discussed the Supreme Court. And now, even yesterday, we have completed in live session also the High Courts also. But this one, I'm sending a video for them, those who were not present in the class, just going a gist of the topic which we have covered in the live class. Here we have the Court of Record. Earlier we have discussed the powers and functions of the Supreme Court. Now we have here Court of Record. Supreme Court also functions as a Court of Record because each and every record associated with all the hearings can be kept in the Supreme Court. They have to preserve all the cases and all the precedents for near future one, so that all the proceedings and the future generation, future presidents can see that how they have to conduct or how they have to fight all those cases. That's why they were keeping all the records for the future um, convenience. Next, protector of fundamental rights. If anybody is violating our rights, fundamental rights or any other right, then we are having a right to directly go in Supreme Court and file a case for our rights and for defending ourselves. A protector of fundamental rights. The Supreme Court may declare a law passed by the legislature null and void if it encroaches upon the fundamental rights. Encroaches means if they are violating the fundamental rights of the people, therefore a fundamental rights are secure in the hands of the Supreme Court under Article 32. Article 32, right of constitutional remedies. It's very important article under which the human beings, they can save their fundamental rights. Next, we have guardian of our constitution. There is also a guardian of our constitution. So the court does not allow either the executive or the legislature to violate any provisions of the constitution. The Supreme Court alone has the authority to interpret the constitution, interpret to change the constitution. Although constitution is the highest body in our, we can say that Indian polity, but the Supreme Court having a right to change the different rules and regulations which comes under the constitution. Powers of judicial review, justice review, that also having the power with the Supreme Court, because whenever Supreme Court is taking justice or giving any kind of justice related to any issues, any disputes, any matters, then they can have a right to review all the uh, decisions once again if they are not in favor of the people. So that here judicial review is the power of the Supreme Court to review the laws enacted by the parliament or the state legislatures to ascertain whether they are in conformity with the provisions of the constitution or not. It is associated with that. Any law declared unconstitutional, if any law is declared as unconstitutional, not in favor of the constitution, immediately ceases means closed, to remain in force. In this way, the court protects the rights of the people and the guards the constitution, and thus judicial review is an important means of protecting and enforcing the rights of the people which was not in favor of them. They are always working for the benefit of these general public. After going through the powers and functions of the Supreme Court, don't you think that the role of the apex means the highest court, is quite highest court, that is Supreme Court, is quite wide and comprehensive. It has always protected the constitution. It observes the governmental activities. Judicial, that is Supreme Court, observes each and every government activities and stops them whenever necessary. It also interferes in the working of other courts to ensure justice through fair trials, so that everybody can get the equal rights as well as equal decision. Now next we have the High Court. These can be one state or more than one state. We have different high courts in different states. We have around 25 high courts who are some states are sharing their high courts under the supervision, guidance and control of the Supreme Court of India. It's a part of integrated judicial system. Integrated means combined judicial system. How it is composed, how the High Court consists of a Chief Justice and some other judges. Just like the Supreme Court, it is also composed in the same manner. The number of judges varies from the state to state depending on its size and population. The Chief Justice of a High Court is appointed by the President of India in consultation with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and the Governor of the concerned states. Yes, exactly. Just like if the Chief Justice of Supreme Court is appointed by the President with the other judges as well as with the concerned we can say that the minister, that is, we can say that the jury collegium system. Similarly, here they are having the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Governor, as well as the President. They all are appointing the judges of the High Court. Similarly, the other judges are also appointed by the President on the advice of the Chief Justice of India. Governor of State and Chief Justice of High Court of the concerned state as well, they are also responsible for the appointment of different judges. So what kind of qualification is required here? In the High Court judges, any citizen of India who has been an advocate in one or more high courts for at least 10 years or holder of a judicial office in subordinate courts for a period of 10 years, yes, is eligible for the appointment of as judge in a high court. And these judges are also the Chief Justice of High Courts also are able to being a Chief Justice of a Supreme Court. Distinguished juries are not eligible for appointment as judges of the High Court. They are only eligible for the judges of Supreme Court. This one, distinguished jurist. Next, we have emoluments, the salaries. They're also getting the 2.25 lakh per month and other different charges, and other judges are also getting the different salaries. In my book, something different, but in your book, some the data is different, that you have to mention which your you have to write that one which in your book is mentioned. Besides this, they are entitled all the certain facilities, privileges like free residential service, official car, as well as other allowances. Next, tenure and removal. The removal process is the same as Prime Minister, President, Chief Justice of India, Vice President, like impeachment. And the tenure, it is of about 62 years of age. Supreme Court Judge, 65 years of age, and High Court Judge, 62 years of age. The judges of the High Court can be removed from office by the President of India in the same manner as the judges of the Supreme Court through impeachment. Unlike the judges of the Supreme Court, a retired High Court judge may practice in any High Court but not before any lower court or in the same High Court. Yes, they can do work after their retirement in the same High Court, not the subordinate courts. However, she may be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court as well. Next, we have powers and functions of the High Court. They all are same as the Supreme Court have. The original, appellate, supervisory, and advisory. The original jurisdiction of a High Court is very limited as it is, because here they can work as an highest body, because when we are talking about the Supreme Court, then the further other subordinate courts, their decisions can be changed, but here the highest body is High Court. After that, they are giving all the decisions. Cases involving violation of fundamental rights, dispute, these are the specific cases which are heard in the High Courts. Disputes related to the election of an MP or MLA, it is very important you have to mention, because in Supreme Court there was a disputes among the states, and here disputes among the MPs or MLAs, where interpretation of the constitution changes interpretation of the constitution is required come under the original jurisdiction of the High Court. It is comes under the original jurisdiction of High Court. The cases pertaining to marriage, divorce, laws, wills means the property papers of deceased person who's going to be die, etc., are also taken up by the High Court. They all are comes under the civil cases. The High Court also has the power of judicial review. Also, after taking decision, they can again check their decision and they can change that decision also. It can transfer to itself those cases where substantial question of law is involved and require interpretation changes of that constitution. Exercising its supervisory jurisdiction. Supervisory means keep a check on each and every work processes and which are done by the subordinate courts. All the subordinate courts in the state concerned function under the control and guidance of the High Court of the state. Like the Supreme Court of India, a High Court is also a court of record. They are also keeping all the records of their below subordinate courts. It has the power to punish for contempt of itself. All decisions of the High Court are binding on lower courts. Yes, all decision which was taken or given by the High Court, that was binded by the subordinate courts, that they have to be follow all those rules and regulations which was given by the High Court for the subordinate courts. Lower courts who are bound to follow them, and they are seated at precedents, the followers. Precedents means followers. So this was all about today's topic, which we have covered in the live class. Those who were not present, they can see the video, and if any problem or difficulty they are facing, they can directly concern their teacher. All right, so thank you.